It's a great day out, and so today what I'm going to try and do is paint. I still have a lot of sanding to do, so I'm going to get started, but it is over 55 degrees, so I can go ahead and paint. I'm going to go ahead and paint this area right here. And this is the outer wheelhouse. I'm going to go ahead and paint it, even though I'm not installing it. I'm going to get it done. That way I don't have to worry about it later. And here's the trunk drop down. Knock that out, and quarter panel. Do the inside, so when I do install it, it's already painted. I don't have to worry about it. So when I get done with that, I'll let you know. Well, there it is. Threw a good solid coat on there, probably too much because it's a little drippy looking on some areas, but the whole concept was just to get this done because it's nice out, it's winter, and I'm not going to be able to do this, I didn't think, until spring. So that's done. I can start fitting the quarter panel and the outer wheelhouse on, and the drop down. And I can weld that in, doesn't matter how cold it is. And then we have the quarter panel itself. I spray painted the inside. You're not even going to see this, so it's 2-part epoxy, and so it's going to nice seal. Cleaned it up, then I painted it. I went ahead and did the drop down. We're outside, that's why it's so bright. And the inside of the outer wheelhouse. I know you probably can't see that. And then I did the quarter panel stiffener. Save that and see how that goes, but looks pretty good. I don't know. Wanted to get it done because I had a nice day and tomorrow's supposed to rain. There's another shot of the quarter panel. And so there you have it. Next step, wait for this to dry. Probably on Monday. I'm going to start fitting the outer wheelhouse. I have to cut it up a little bit and then put it on there, and the trunk drop down. Until then, all right, there's a quarter panel. This is the first fitting of many. If you've never done a quarter panel before, or any piece of metal that you're putting on, you got to do a lot of fittings, a lot of them. But it's starting to look like a car again. On the other side looks great, and this side looks just as good. This actually seems easier than the other side. A little cautious, but optimistic. More to follow. This is about the 4th fitting of the right-hand quarter panel. It's a little munchy up here, but I can fix that. It's got a couple gaps that I'm not really happy with, but I think I can work with that. I gotta just make sure the trunk drops down right. The other side's only half welded, so I'm gonna have to massage that in or do whatever, large hammer. BFH. There's a gap there, I'm not worried about that. I'm replacing this. Underneath the wheel well and the quarter panel, it's actually lining up really well. Where the door jamb is, it's lining up almost perfect. I don't know what perfect would be, but that looks pretty close. But I think I'm going to go ahead and pull this off and tack weld the outer wheelhouse in and the trunk drop down. So more to follow. There it is. Outer wheelhouse, trunk drop down, welded, installed, painted. If you can see the green right there. Underside the wheelhouse is fiberglass filler just to cover it up. And then I'm going to sand it down and I'm going to paint the inside again. So that's another day, because sanding the fiberglass takes a while and it's a mess. Extremely messy. I got a little carried away on the amount. Again, this is going to be covered up by the quarter panel and hidden some areas. I'm not going to see daylight forever, hopefully. But it's all painted up. 2-part epoxy. Looks good. And the gold areas that I'm getting ready to, that's a copper weld through primer for welding that area. You'll see a little bit up there. But anyways, that's it for now. And when I got more, I'll put it on. Later. Oh, just a note, all the seam areas, I put seam sealer, of course. Everywhere I welded up, I just put seam sealer over it, just to be sure. I noticed when I was taking the stuff off, that's where the rust was or wasn't, but you never know. All right, that's it. Alrighty, this is a final fit, and it's fitting awesome. Way better than the other side. As you can see, I have all my clamps on there, but I am not going to weld tonight. I'm going to weld tomorrow, so I can sit back and think about this overnight. But this side will be done. I'll put on more when I get done. All right, I just got done welding the right-hand quarter panel. Only half of it. I did the wheelhouse area. Up here on the this seam, down the drip rail, and over here by the door jamb. So, since the right-hand quarter panel's done, I'm going to move on to the tail panel, the trunk, or the filler panel. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I got to make sure everything's square up before I do that filler panel, because I think after I weld that in, I really can't go back. But I left the back side of each quarter panel unwelded, so I have wiggle room for the tail panel and also the trunk. That's my next step. So until then, thanks for watching.